What I
Yeah.
wish I knew at 18 instead of 28? That Young Elder News 9 would be my go-to for all things news and more. Broadcasting live worldwide, we've got over 3 million listeners tuned in every day. From world news to stock markets, government topics to the quirkiest stories, we cover it all on Young Elder TV. And remember, folks, you heard it here first. Our friendly team brings you the latest scoops with a dash of that good old Southern charm. Whether you're curious about the latest political twists or need the lowdown on the economy, we're your go-to source. We make sure you're always in the know, in the most engaging and entertaining way possible. So buckle up, y'all. It's time to dive into the world of Young Elder News 9, where the news is always fresh, fun, and downright fascinating. Stay tuned, spread the word, and remember, you heard it here first. Young Elder News 9, the hottest show in the game.
Young Elder, your hood anchor man, reporting live, right? News 9, Young TV. Yeah, but this ain't, we ain't breaking this story first. This story's kind of been out about a day or two about the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We'll be getting into that. We want to thank you for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We bring it to you non-stop action, right on impact footage of information. As soon as we get our hands on it, we bring it to you. Now, before we get into the Donald Trump thing, the Cowboys got their butt whooped by the Saints. My brother went live and burned the Cowboy jersey. I like the Cowboys. I'm kind of like a Cowboy fan, but they died. Most of them, my people, they New Orleans fans. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? And so the Cowboys got their butt kicked by the Saints in Dallas. Dallas Cowboy fans went home kind of hurt about that. Uh, Shout out Dion in Colorado. Dion them took the win. They did a pretty good job. Shout out Shallow and them and the offensive line and people over at Colorado State. I mean Colorado, yeah, Buffaloes, right? Now let's get into this Donald Trump thing. We made a report on the other brother McGee about the North Carolina incident. You want to go check that out? We just put that out. Lombo want to come in the background while we going live. Yeah, but so a second attempt made on Donald Trump at Donald Trump's international golf court in Palm Beach, Florida. Um, it's an area known where it's a lot of traffic, a lot of businesses in that area. The dude Roth, Wesley, set up on that area. He had ballistic type vest attached to the gate. He even had a GoPro. This dude had a GoPro attached to film him shooting Trump. Now we're gonna put all this together because it's a second. It's gonna be another one. It's gonna be another assassination attempt. They gonna keep on. These deep state ain't gonna stop till they take this man out. But I'm hoping that Trump that announced say, hey man, these guys really won't want to get me. Now you can't be going out to no golf court. Somebody just shot at you 60 days ago, supposedly. Right? All this is allegedly. But the FBI is reporting this. The same guys that raided his house, by the way. The killer clowns. The killer clowns is doing all the reporting on this. Right? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So this guy apparently, they talked to the guy's son, and the guy's son says he hates Trump just like every other reasonable person. This is what they said on the news. They said this on the news. Said that the dude's son said that the dude that made the attempt shooting on Trump through the gate, he had an AK style rifle, AK-47 style rifle with a scope on it, and allegedly when one of the Secret Service agents were, I'm gonna let this lawnmower get out the background, man. Allegedly, when the Secret Service agents were, surveying the course prior to Donald Trump coming to that particular hole, I think it was the seventh hole on that course, the International Trump Golf Course, that he surveyed that area and noticed a rifle the front of a rifle sticking through the gate, so he opened fire on the guy. That's what they said, and then they end up capturing the guy. Now this is the second attempt on Trump. Right, this is the game they give us, man. You know, they still doing this, you know. And I don't know what's the aim. What's the aim in telling us that Trump stood? Here we go. They got rid of that damn lawnmower. Yeah. So what's the aim on them? Now I know the aim because they already put it in these elites. Already put it in their cartoons in Simpsons that they were going to take out Trump. Now where I'm seeing it playing out is that Trump might become president, and then they try to hit him. But they gonna keep on coming. These guys don't stop. And you notice everybody that they send out them look like half retarded, half crazy, half thrown off a little bit. And then how did he know that Trump was gonna be on the golf course that day, unless he had some inside information for some people that's inside the government? Yeah, no. Some people say no election. Yeah, but you got to understand about Wag the dog and this box, how they can cast the spells. They'll make it play out like it's happening, but the whole time is all Wag the dog. You see what I'm saying? But they like everybody that they send out to Trump half throwed off a little bit, but like they getting a crazy check from the government. Now, what if when they get these people in there, they say, "Oh yeah, this dude getting a crazy check from the government." So we don't need to send him to jail. We need to send him to the crazy spot, and they walk him in the crazy spot on camera after the case, and then walk him out the back door to a limo. But these guys are felon. These guys are felon to get their. I don't know how much money they paying these guys. Seems like it's me. If y'all really want him gone, you get a professional. You know what I'm saying? These guys got enough money. But it's like this. The second attempt made on Trump by some like a retard type guy, and it had to be. It's all inside business, man. Because how this guy knew that Trump was gonna be there. He had a GoPro. He had his car stashed the way he could get away easy. He had ballistic vests. Where he get the type of ballistic vest that he had looked like Killer Clown. We're gonna say Killer Clown, right? We're gonna tell you what you know who the Killer Clowns are. It looked like the Killer Clown issue ballistic vest that he had tied to the fence. Then he had a GoPro. Come on, man. Then he had his car. This dude was too organized to be working by himself. It was more than one guy working with this guy. And if the FBI don't come out to say it, we already said it. If they don't come out to say it, we know we know who are working with who. Now, are we upset about Donald Trump? This don't got nothing to do with us. Like I said, like I told everybody, this don't got nothing to do with us. You know what this is about? This is about Knights versus the Killer Clowns. The Knights versus the Killer Clowns, man. Trump is a Knights of Templar, right? So you know the Killer Clowns is always doing the investigation because they the ones that probably, you know, allegedly is in on it. These Killer Clowns. So they did who was it? Say at first the Knights was running it. The Knights was running the government for a while. And then they start the Killer Clowns, once they set up the 13 Killer Clowns, they took a scent and took over and started go back and see any president that was assassinated or attempted assassination. It was most done by the Killer Clowns to maneuver their way into the system to take over the government, and they eventually took over. The Killer Clowns eventually took over, but now they falling back. The Killer Clowns losing their grip, and they trying to put the women Killer Clowns up to take over, but they at war with the Knights of Templar. So that's what this is. This is the Knights of Templar on the Killer Clown. Because eventually we told y'all that the devil, his house is divided, his kingdom is divided, and eventually it'll fall. Why? Because greed and jealousy and other things is inside of his kingdom. So eventually, the Kennedys still mad at what they did to John and Robert and Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Robert. The Kennedys still mad about that, and they part of that society. And so they looking at some point to get back at the people who made the call to take out their two loved ones. And it said inside of that Behold the Pale Horse with William Greer, he said that they were paying the Kennedys off. The government. The government allegedly was paying the Kennedys off for what they did to John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. Then they blamed it on the mob because the mob is part of the Knights of Templar. At first, the Knights of Templar and Killer Clowns was working together, right? They were working together hand in hand. And then some kind of way down the line, because they're the Devil's Kingdom, they into it now. But the thing is, the Knights got more power than the Killer Clowns. The Killer Clowns don't got that many members, got that many soldiers. Well, the Knights of Templar, they were built for that type of stuff, warfare type of. The Killer Clowns really ain't. Both of them alchemists now. Both of them. The Knights of Templar, they alchemists, and the Killer Clowns are alchemists. But the Knights of Templar are better assassins than the Killer Clowns. A lot of this might go over your head. Yeah. Top of the morning, top of the hour. Right? Hey, so we reporting it live, Young Elder TV, man. We get it right to you, man. What we think about the Trump second attempt, that there'll be a third attempt. If they didn't get him this time, whoever these guys is, they coming back. They showing you they keeping it coming back. So we hope Trump know that. We know he suited and booted. He got the National Guards, Secret Service, the bulletproof joints and all that popping off. But an inside job, man. These guys are dirty. Oh, they blaming the Haitians, since he was down in Florida. Well, this dude wasn't no Haitian. Both of the guys that took shots at Trump was of his same, supposedly white folks. Ain't no Negroes shooting at them. Haitians are dark skinned people. Like, Kodak Black is a Haitian. So, hey, shout out Flow Rider. Shout out Flow Rider, man. Yeah, so the Haitians this ain't got nothing to do with us. This is between the Knights and the Killer Clowns. The Killer Clowns trying to keep their throne. They losing grip to their throne. And the Knights betraying the Killer Clowns and turning the throne back over to Big Mama. The Knights, see, you got to keep in mind what they fail to realize is Big Mama knighted the Knights. Big Mama made the Knights. You can't even be a knight unless Big Mama said you was a knight. Unless Big Mama gave you the knight ceremony, you couldn't be a knight. So they don't deep down inside, the Knights hold loyalty to Big Mama. So the Knights is betraying the Killer, telling the Killer Clowns business, telling the game they've been running with the human trafficking and all that, with the T-buns and all that. So the Knights exposing it worldwide. And they turning the throne back over to Big Mama. That's how Empress Rarebird get all the paperwork back. The Knights gave it to her. The Knights of Templar. The Killer Clowns de facto. And when you go on TV, you look at them guys that be on TV overseas, that's in London, and they be having these suits on with the stars and the regalia. That's the Knights. The Knights really run the shit. It's more Knights than it is Killer Clowns. So what they doing? The Knights is now overthrowing everybody and turning it back over to the original people. The Knights is honoring their vows. I can get more into the Knights. We got a tape already called the Knights of Templar. Who are the Knights of Templar? Keep in mind the training ground where the CIA trained it, called a forum, is Knights of Templar training ground. And they also got a base at Mount Rush, the Moors, right? It's a big old secret, like a vault down there, Big Mama's vault, whole city of gold made from gold. They show you, like I say, in this movie, National Treasure Hunt. about this whole city of gold down there that Abu Bakr ended up finding out about. So they run these games, and Trump getting shot at don't got nothing to do with us. Ain't no Negroes shoot at him, right? It's some white folks shooting at him. So they tell you, just it goes to say your own people take you out. You know what I'm saying? Your own people. His own people are shooting at him. You know what I'm saying? So do I think that Trump is gonna be a third attempt? Yes, they're gonna come at them again. These guys. They're gonna have some other retarded guy. They already got another retarded guy they lining up right now to come after them again. They're gonna keep coming after him until they get him. If he don't back out the race. That's what they try to get him to do, scare him out the race. Now some people say, oh, it's all staged. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was staged because it's just the Trump. They don't like Trump. They really don't like this guy, man. You see what was happening? Today ain't mentioned Anthony Weiner's. You ain't heard nothing about Anthony Weiner's laptop. You ain't heard nothing about Hillary. You ain't heard nothing about Jeffrey Epstein's island. You ain't heard nothing about that since Trump ain't been there. And then they running this chick, what her name is, Kamala Harris. But they done busted her so many times doing cheating that people, and then the white caucus ain't gonna vote for her anyway. They ain't gonna vote for nobody black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the New World Order. I'm gonna tell you, man, the guys that's out to Trump, you wanna know who really out them? See, Raw is the nigga that pulled the sheet off these niggas. They walk around with the sheet in the hood, but when you pull the sheet off, go back and watch this. It's this thing that David Chappelle put out. This little clip where he play like he a blind man and he go to the Ku Klux Klan meeting, and then his name Clayton Bixby, the Clayton Bixby effect. I think me and Raw was gonna do a tape on that, the Clayton Bixby. Roy might have told me to do a tape on that at one point, the Clayton Bixby effect. And he go to the meeting and he got a white Ku Klux Klan uniform on. He up there talking, oh, this and that. He got a white wife. He blind though. He talking all right. And then they pull the hood off of him and find out he a black dude. That's what's happening right now. The people who shooting at Trump, they look like us, but they ain't us. That's who the niggas, the real niggas that hiring these retard guys to shoot at Trump. They look like us, but they ain't us. I'm telling you, man. When you pull the hood off, they dress like the KKK, or they dress like wearing our crowns, and they rock about the mounds. And then when you pull the hood off of them, this a nigga. But he said, well, I ain't black though. Like they told that comedian, he was over. He went to go do a comedian show in New Jersey, and he ended up on the other side of town because when he called his promoter, he said, "What's the safest side of town to live in where I won't get robbed?" And the dude told him to go to this area of town. So when he get over there, he get a hotel over there, and then he go to walking around, going, checking out the area. And then some people stopped him and said, "Hey, where you from?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'm from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia." And then they said, "Oh," he said, you black?" He said, "Oh, yeah, I'm black." He said, "Oh, well, we ain't black." They said the people told him we ain't black. And he said, "What you mean you ain't black?" He said he looked at them like they were crazy. He said, "Well, because black people don't belong around here." They said, "Black people don't belong around here." He said, "Well, look at you black, right?" He said, "Oh no, we ain't black." I said, "No, we ain't black." That's all they said. They're like, we ain't black. Come to find out, they said they were some black Jews, some Moorish Zionist Jews in that area. I'm telling you, man. And there's the same guys. Look, there's some same guys who, when you pull the hood off of them, you find out they look like us, but they ain't us. Same guys that came out to Noble Drew Ali. Same guys that set Marcus Garvey up to get arrested for mail fraud. The same guys who set Dr. Malachi Z. York up. The same guys who came out to Tupac. The same guys who came out to H. Rap Brown. The same guys who set Jeff Ford up. The same guys who set Larry up. Larry Hoover. The same guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the same guys. Probably the same guys The same guys, man. I'm telling you, the same guys probably that was in on Kennedy, and they used the mob as their front guys because the mob are they like they children. Because one group of these beings is called the Corsicans, and they look like us, but they ain't us. They say that they the Moors. They Moors. And that they was the niggas that were fronting the mafia to pump drugs on in our community. They look, these people, they look like us, but they said they ain't selling to us. They wouldn't even sell to Bumpy Johnson because he was they say because he called himself black. They wouldn't sell to him, so they sell to the mob and let the mob sell to everybody else, to us. And then come to find out, Bumpy Johnson, I think that they found out that Bumpy was some kind of, he had bloodline ties to them, these people, these Karskins. And then so they started messing with Bumpy. They started messing with Bumpy because when they found out that he had ties to them. And if you look at Bumpy, you can tell he got that James Baldwin is another one. James Baldwin is one of some of these people. James Baldwin he wrote a book about the devil. He talked about how his bloodline come from Paris, and that these beings, that his family people, they migrated over here. These Etruscans or these it was two different groups, a short one and a tall ones, and they got ran out of ancient Kemet, Ethiopia. They went to Transylvania, then they went to Switzerland, and they still got their underground banks and big castles in Switzerland. They went to France, where they set up their capital and they got ran out of France, and then went to Al Madrid, and then they was in Al Madrid, got ran out of Al Madrid straight to Barbados and New York and New Jersey, which they later called New Jersey, meaning New Jerusalem. These people, but they really dark skinned beings. I'm telling you, man, same guys, and they manipulate their way into the tribal structure and auction off our land. And now, only way they can keep it is that we stay asleep. If we wake up, then they gotta get gone. That's part of the conjure. The conjure is to rock us to sleep. It's called a spell of Leviathan. These guys are wizards and warlocks, and they were being chased by the church. These guys, the church was chasing these guys. So who's with who is what we're trying to figure out. Who's with who? Because the church was chased these guys over here. They say. And then part of them got sent over here. The black conquistadors who when they came over here, they brought the cross. They brought the cross, which is an ancient Egyptian symbol. And then they forced everybody to get down with the cross. But based on their ideology, that they had a new construct, which they set up in 25 AD at the Nicene Council. Right? Which was a combination of 2 or 3 different ideologies that they mixed in together to create a construct to control the masses in one fraction. Then they subsidize a religion out of that and say, oh yeah, we got to bring this Islam. But this ain't the Islam civics that we've been running the whole universe by since the beginning of time. This is some new stuff where you worship with some stone over in Mecca, and you say oh, they made it to Mohammedanism, where you worship Muhammad like they worship Jesus in Christianity. It's that part, not Islam, that keeps the universe in harmony and peace. Civics, mathematics. The planet weighs 6 segatons, and it's in the orbit of 365 days a year, rotating on its axis 24 hours. That's Islam. At least the scientific part of it. You know what I'm saying? But this Islam they got is it's worship and some God. It's pretty much what my grandfather's pretty much they ain't even it wasn't even religion even when Nanar had it. It was really that symbol with the crescent moon and the star is a symbol. So because how they came about with that symbol, I'm gonna tell you another part. It's really an illusion. It's really dealing with the illusion. Baba already broke that part down, but it's another part to it. All right, during a certain time, they were smuggling drugs. Nanar and Bale, his brother, who was Enlil's son, off the dark side of the moon. People were coming from all over the galaxy to drop and scope some shit from these people, from Nanar now. Now that shit might sound crazy, but this is the truth. You like, yo, the gods been moving shit, and you thinking you just matter of fact, all Enlil's sons, well, three of them at least, Nertu, Nanar, and Bell, they was all moving shit. And I gotta say shit like my granddaddy called it. You know what I'm saying? They was moving that shit off the dark side of the moon, galactically, right? And people, and that symbol was when that symbol was when the star Venus come to a certain point with the moon, a certain timing when they line up, and then that's when the people would come in and get the shit because they knew that, hey, the Nubaru was a certain distance away, or it was a certain time frame where they could come in and get the shit and then get on. Yeah, Enlil is one of the Allahs. He had that title. Allah really was a title. It's the same as Yahweh, Lord, a Lord, Lord God, a Lord God. So the term Lord is in similar. If you want to put it in the context, it'd be like similar to a landlord. So if you rent from a spot and you got a landlord, that landlord would be the person over the property. Now, saying in the case of the Bible, in the Anunnakis, you have what you call Yahweh Elohims. Now, a Yahweh is like a Lord, and then the Elohims would be like a group of these God beings. God would mean that they, different definitions of God, but the main definition is, in this context, is beings who had knowledge or was more advanced than the natural construct of the human dialect, the human paradigm, right? So the Yahweh Elohim of these beings would be like a supervisor because they were working. Just like when you go to work on a job, you could probably be the team lead. Then you might be a supervisor, and then over that area manager, or supervisor, you got a store manager. All right. So when they came to do the gold, they came here to dig gold. Genesis chapter 2, the gold is good in Ethiopia, Sabine land, right? They came to dig gold. So when they came to dig gold, they had supervisors over there. The supervisor became a Yahweh or a Allah, right? So Allah ain't nothing but a supervisor, a manager. So Enlil was one of them supervisors. Enki was one. Actually, Enlil would be during the time after he took over. He would be the store manager, and then the area managers or supervisors under him would be like Ninurtu, which was his son, Bel, Enki, which was his brother. Enki was over the Abzu, the lower areas, which was really the upper down in South East Africa. So he would be like a supervisor or Allah over these Elohims who were working and digging the mines at first, until they said, you know what, this is back-breaking work, and we don't want to do this no more. And they made complaints to Enlil and them and Enki them, so they decided to create the human or upgrade the human from some beings that was already here called the Homo erectus, and they upgraded their DNA to him. God made man in his image, and after his likeness, they add DNA, these extraterrestrials or these Anunnaki beings added their DNA to the human Homo erectus on the doing an experiment on Mars, during the Atom Project, which took 600 years, and they upgraded this human to Homo sapien. Boom, put him back on the planet. Those beings now are known as the Sands Man in the Kalahari Desert over in South Africa, the Eno sites, right? So, so the Allah is just a supervisor. That's what it really means. Now, people can say, "Oh, yeah, it means God." Then God, singular of God, or same thing as Lord, because Lord God would be like a being that's over these groups, a supervisor. So, like I say, when Enlil and them landed, he was supervising the gold operation. They were transferring gold back to Nubaru so they could take back to Rizk to patch the hole that the Tanush, the Dragonian reptilians, who caused the war in heaven against Mikael Murdoch, who is Enki's son, and Nu's grandson, Dankina's son, and Zu's nephew, because Anzu was one of the building all the dome cities. He the one that built the Garden of Eden, right? Well, he was the head engineer on building these dome cities. Yeah, but we probably went way too far out for people that's coming in and think we're talking about the Trump. Says Allah knocks all the other statues and they become. Yeah, I think you mixing up two stories. The story you talking about is dealing with ancient Kemet, right? With Antanunkin, and he had this thing with the one worship of Atun, who was really Amun Murdoch. See, what you got to understand about Murdoch is Murdoch was a type of dude. Hey, you could get down and lay down back then. You know what I'm saying? So Murdoch didn't really like humans like that. You know what I'm saying? So he looked at humans as tools and beings that he could use to get his agenda across once he saw that Enlil wasn't playing fair no more, right? So the Atum thing or the one god, and he went around knocking around all the gods, making everybody mad, and that's part of the reason why they wanted to assassinate Antanunkin, right? And he brought the one worship or the Atum Amun, that one God worship back, which is thou shalt not have no God before. That was one thing that Murdoch was using. Murdoch was a god that said that he didn't like nobody worshiping to his people. You know what I'm saying? And Enlil had the same similar ideology. Keep in mind, Murdoch, uh, even though Enlil never did really like Murdoch secretly, Murdoch still he was the type of dude that took orders, and he didn't like if somebody was in charge, especially if Anu said they was in charge, and if they gave orders, he took them orders like Anu said it, and so he took shit serious. And but once he found out that Enlil was dirty, he started playing on Enlil. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you got, Tony? What you got, Tony? What's your question? What's your question, Tony? Tony H. What's in my cup? What you do? You take? I got some alcohol in my cup because this shit way over your head. What you got? Hey, be careful what you say, because what you say can make me show you where I'm from. So what you got? What's your question? TH. Because some people are ahead and some people are behind. So you coming up in here, you might come in here just for the Trump assassination, and you came in on some advanced level information. So you may want to go check out one of the other classes, or go back just watch the first 15 minutes, and that'll be for you. This last couple minutes is for people who are here, who long term students that have been studying with the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York, and they up to the speed, you know. So yeah, man. So Tony, what you got, man? We take all the questions. No sweat. If you don't want no sweat, we ain't gonna sweat you. We ain't the type of guys that press nobody. Like when we was in the back in the day in the gang, when we saw one of the other cousins pressing somebody, like to say you got some niggas that be bullying, right? They call it bullying. So they get up in there and they pressing this cat. So me, the type of dude that I am, if I see he pressing the cat and the cat don't want none, I say, hey, yo, no, let him make it, man. Let him chill out, man. Let him make it, because he don't want no pressure. You know what I'm saying? If the cat was bucking up, oh yeah, come on, let's do it. Now go on, get down then. You know what I'm saying? Go on ahead, fade. But if the cat, if you pressing the cat and the cat don't want it, man, you start to be bullying at some point. You know what I'm saying? You bullying now. That's a different energy. That's a demonic energy right there. You know what I'm saying? If a cat said that he want it, you pull up on him, you see what he talking about, he don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what it is. Nowadays you can get that on tape too. So you can prove, hey man, well the guy said on tape that he wanted it. I pulled up on him. He curved, tucked his tail, he didn't want nothing. So I ain't press him. So man, what else you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? What else you want me to do? I ain't pressed the guy. right? So we ain't gonna press you, Tony H. Just drop your if you got a question or concern or where we at. We can bring you up to speed on where we at with this thing. Because you came into you probably still in 2002 or 2002, and we in like 2050 right now. We talking in 2050. So I mean, it's understandable. We ain't making fun. Now, if you don't got nothing good to say, like my grandma say, don't say nothing at all. You see what I'm saying? We got any more questions, man? Yeah, Trump. We talking. If you're coming in, we talking about the Trump assassination attempt, the second assassination attempt. We have reason to believe they're gonna make another attempt. So we hoping that Trump, do your little campaigns and rallies, have it locked down. Don't be going nowhere really till you become president. Once you get president, then they gonna probably still be after them because they already made the Simpsons commercial. I mean, the Simpsons show where they talk about how they take him out. Hey, what about the big head scientists? I'm about to agree to put that tape out in a couple of days. Yeah, hey, what if we in that year because they've been leap yearing and doing all these different. Then they reverse the numbers. BC, AD, right? You don't really know what year you in. We was 7 years behind. When they said it was year one, that we was already 7 years into the changeover. It's like a 7 year period missing of the BC because they based this off of Christ, off of Christ, who's the Son of God, the SUN. So we don't know what time frame we in, but based on the time, we can look at we can tell what time we in. We know this though. We know what age we're going in. We're going in the Aquarian age. We know that based on the 2100-year cycle. We're going into the Aquarian age. We know that part. And so we could be and then they said that the Aquarian age began in the 2100s. So like I say, brother, you could be right that we could be in the 2100s, being that we're going into the Aquarian age, and we'll be really completely into it by 2030. The sun cycle, the golden age. It's many things they refer to it as. But like I said, the Trump thing is dealing with the Knights of Templar versus the Killer Clowns. The Killer Clowns is trying to get rid of it so they can assume and keep going. Now think about it. I'm gonna tell you what they're messing up at by missing the dude. Now they keep missing the dude. Now then, once he become president, he know who's shooting at him. He know who's sending the hits on him. He gonna come out to y'all with the whole U.S. government, with the whole United States Army, with the Navy guards and all that. As soon as he become president, I'm telling you. So you guys, the guys that be listening, because they listen to everybody. These guys, these killer clowns. You keep missing this dude, whatever the case may be. I don't know what it is, but eventually, when he become president, he gonna put the whole United States military on you. And y'all ain't got enough firepower to beat that. I mean, you got your manipulations, and you in some people's pockets, and you got you can spread a couple words, but now and then they're gonna probably try to. I'm telling you what they're gonna do. If Trump win, if we win, when he get in, they're gonna try to label him as a crazy, and then first they're gonna try to impeach him. You're gonna be seeing him, trying to impeach him. They was doing this all at first. This dude, they taking this dude to court. I mean, they just doing everything. They're doing the most. They're doing the most at this point. Yeah, what you know about BlackRock? BlackRock is now buying up all the real estate property and turning them into rental properties and making the rent double the price. Man, we headed back to the Reagan era. I might need to do that tape tonight. We headed back to the Reagan era, where the rich get richer and the poor get poor. And like Nino Brown said, man, you gotta rob to get rich in the Reagan era. Remember that. Because what did they do? In the Reagan era, you know what he did? He anybody that was getting government assistance, to sum it up, this is just one part of the Reaganomics. Because I got in touch with Rod Hayes, and I've been taking notes on this class that I'm going to get ready to do called the Back to the Reagan Era. Let me tell you just a little bit about Reaganomics. In Reaganomics, and keep in mind, Ronald Reagan was a president who got paid to play actor. I mean, he was an actor who got paid to play president. His career was an actor before he became president. Keep that in mind. And then, not only to mention, he the same guy, the same president who gave the Satanic Church their chapel to exist. Okay? So just put that in your mind when you think about the guy who we're talking about. Ronald Reagan 666, pretty much. That's what his name, Roman numerals of his name come out to be. Hey, shout out my bro Face. His Face just dropped this morning. He's going in again. Yeah, that boy, I'm telling you, I'm going to have Face back on, though. Face going to be back on the show. Shout out my big little bro Face. Hey, so Ronald Reagan 666. So if you give you a quick breakdown of Reaganomics, is that his whole game plan was anybody that's getting government assistance from the government or government employees, anything, he gonna cut them to the minimum that he has to get them. That means if you on food stamps, he gonna give you, like say if you only say you getting 3,000 or 800 food stamps a month for you and your kids, and it says that the minimum you could give them is $325. Ronald, under the Reaganomics, he gave you $325 instead of the 800, right? And he did this to everybody, cut everybody, all the old folks that was on. If you on disability and you was getting 2,500 on the Reaganomics, it says that what's the lowest we can give them? The lowest we can give them is 1,300. So they gave you 1,300, and you was getting 2,500 at first. Now you getting 1,300 under the new Reaganomics, right? And then so he did that systematically with food stamps and everything. Not to mention now, they won't even give Nubians food stamps. And one girl filed and got kids and everything, and they only gave her $23. They gave this girl $23. She said, "Y'all could have kept that shit. $23. What am I? Can't even buy a sack of bread and some bubble gum and some peanut butter and jelly thing. That's it. But that ain't gonna last nobody no month." And then you go to find out, it's another foreign lady that came over here from a whole other country, and she got $10,000 worth of food stamps on her card, and another $10,000 in cash on the card. Foreigners, but Nubians that been over here they've been working all their life and lose their job or house get burnt down. They say, "Oh yeah, all you worth is $23 in food stamps to us." Now this is part of Reaganomics. I'm telling you, this is part of Reaganomics. The next part of that, the high part of the Reaganomics, that he hoped by cutting all them people, cutting them to the minimum wage, cutting minimum wage, anything that he could cut on the poor, cut them down to the lowest he could give them. Then he said, "Oh, what I'm gonna do now is to help that, to cause get a blowback on that, so that they can the poor come up. What I'm gonna do is give a tax cut to the rich. So if you're making $10 billion and they charging you $100 million in taxes, well, we're only gonna charge you about $2 or $3 million now. And we hoping, but you don't got to do it. But we hoping that you take that other 90 million, 100 million that you're getting cut in tax cuts and trickle it down to make more jobs and to the poor. Instead, when Ronald Reagan did that, when Ronald Reagan cut the tax cut on the rich, they didn't trigger no money down. They said, "Oh yeah, well we're gonna take this and buy another yacht. We're gonna take this and buy us another $100 million, buy me $100 million watch. I'm gonna buy some more land." During the Reagan era, 81, 89, the rich got 10 to 15% richer, and the poor got 10% to 15% poor. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And we headed back to the Reagan era. If the people don't wake up and get a hold of the game and say, "Oh yeah, okay, nah, man, we don't agree to this no more." It got to be a certain amount of people in America, over 400 million, to agree that we don't agree with this system no more. We don't want to vote. Boycott voting and watch the system crumble and fall. I'm telling you, man. So it's that part. It's that part. Them people didn't trigger no money down to the poll, and the incarceration rate was the highest it ever been during the Reagan era, and they was incarcerating more Nubians and building more prisons during the Reagan era. So the cut tax on the rich and then cut the poor on what they getting, and then you thinking they gonna trigger it down, and they ain't triggered Jack down, and people were poor, starving, going homeless, all that, man. It was more homeless people than any time during 81 and 89. I'm telling you, man. The Reaganomics. And what did Reaganomics do for us? That was the worst time of the history, man, for the 80 babies. And then not only that, on top of that, Reagan was in allegedly. You know what I'm saying? We got to say allegedly. They was in on the biggest dope move ever, because everybody was cracked out between 81 and 89. That's when crack hit, 81. Really, it was out 70, 79. Because I talked to some old heads that been on the street for a minute when it first hit, the free base, when it first hit. And they said, man, but really, he said, I was in school when it hit. But he said about 79, we heard about it. And it was out. But he said, but 81, when Reagan got in office, he said 81, man. He said all of a sudden it came like a hurricane and just wiped out. He said the hood looked like it was intact, and then once crack came, it just like a hurricane came through there, and it just stayed like that, and it's been like that ever since. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, 81. That's when Ronald Reagan became the Reaganomics and all that. And like I say, his idea of calling the market was to cut everybody down, and then while he could get a poll more money. Get it. So it pretty much Reaganomics was if you sum it up, it was to get rid of the middle class and create this thing where they got in this movie that's coming out. Well, it's already out. It's been out for a while. I think it's Justin Timberlake in that movie. It's called Time, where he go to work and he get paid 8 hours worth of time, and he got to use time $1. He got to use a minute and 20 minutes to buy some coffee, or 2 minutes to catch the bus. And then when you run out of time, you die. That type of thing. That's what they're trying to take us. And do I think that Trump gonna bring Reaganomics? No. But damn sure Kamala Harris to bring Reaganomics. Kamala Harris gonna introduce Reaganomics if she wins. I'm telling you, man. And you're gonna see more incarceration in long periods of time of Nubians. That's what she all about. It's Nubians that got 50, 30, 40 years. They got football. She give out football numbers. They say Kamala Harris was giving out football numbers. NBA jersey numbers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe football numbers like 90. She give a nigga 99, 50 years, 45, 35. You know what I'm saying? This type of thing. Yeah, 81, man. About around 8. That's what the old heads told me. Because I went and did a field research on when it really hit. And I talked to some real dudes that actually was, into the game and really was smoking the shit. So he said, man, by 79, we heard about it. It was like, the stuff called, we heard about it. But he said 81, though, it just came through like a hurricane, like a flood or something. 81, 82, 83, the crime, and then they lied and said the crime rate didn't go up. But the thing is, when crack hit, crime went up. I'm telling you. A lot of the crime just wasn't getting reported, probably, or they wasn't supporting the statistics because they were trying to cover up the Reagan gang. The second attempt happened a few days ago. The second attempt on Donald Trump's life happened at the Trump International golf course which is his golf course, actually. It's got his name on it. And like I said, the guy tried to make an attempt to shoot through from the 7th hole through the fence. He had 2 ballistic vests attached to the gate with a GoPro. Listen to that. A GoPro attached to the fence. He had an AK style rifle If you take a look at the picture on the thumbnail, that's the dude that tried to shoot at Trump. They got him all dressed up in American flags, trying to make like he's some American patriot or something. That he fought in the Pakistan war as a freedom fighter and all this, right? So it's the second attempt. It will be a third. Man, I remember this like a dream. It's like a dream, man. I remember this in a dream. It's coming to me now. Deja vu. I remember this. They gonna make another attempt on Trump. They gonna keep coming at him until they try to get till they get him, till they hit him. And I think on the third attempt they actually shoot him, but he don't die. The third attempt, I think they actually shoot him and he die. He don't die. The third time they actually hit him. Like they hit him the first time, like on his ear, but I think he actually gets shot in the cavity somewhere. The third time, and he lived. And I think it's a prophecy about that too. Yeah, but man, look, if you're new to the channel and you ain't got the 8 books by the Young Elder, if you want to get the 8 books by the Young Elder, what you would do is send $40 to the donation to the Cash App in the emails. Leave your emails in that link, and we'll send you. We got PayPal and Cash App. Just $40 donation if you want to help us out, and we'll send you the books over for your donation, the 8 books, right? For the Young Elder. We got the Ascension Manual, because people are asking, what books have you wrote? And I got 2 more books that done too. Matter of fact, we'll probably send you all 10 of them now, because we got 2 of them in PDF form. The Redskin book and the Redskin book, and it's another book that I already got in PDF form. I got the what's the book that I got in PDF form? The book about, I had just wrote this book. So I'm writing so many books back to back. It's just because I got this new program where I can just talk, and it'll just record what I say and turn it into words and then put it into a book form, right? So it's like it's easy to write now. So I got so many stories in my head, all I got to do is talk them out now and then turn it into a book. So, yeah, Kamala Harris was cheating. You know, that lady was cheating at the debate. Had some $1,900 pearl earplugs in her ear. And she was on the phone with Obama. Obama was sitting there telling her what to say. Man, look, so that really went by. See, I'm going to tell you what's happening, man. The government ain't expecting, the public is more smarter than they was 20 years ago or 30 years ago. The public, the people are more woke, are more aware on what's going on because we're dealing with the younger generation kind of like taking over. And so this older generation is really going out. The government is Babylon is finna fall. It's already failed. Babylon is falling. And why is Babylon falling? We already told you, go read Revelation chapter 14, right? Where it says that the gospel went out. So the gossip had went out about Babylon, that the money is a fraud. The money is fiat. The money is not bagged by gold. That rumor's already been spreading so bad to where other countries have set up the back trying to instill the gold standard, and they have. Some of them have, and thus, boom! Now the gossip has spread around that America's money ain't really worth nothing no more. That's the gossip, and when gossip go around, yeah, it's causing a fall. Then after that, another angel came and said that since y'all want, okay, I'm gonna tell you that angel is phase 1, right? And I'm gonna tell you something about phase. What type of angelical being he is? He nice, but at the same time, you can't get over on him. Like so, it's like this. It's gonna be an angel that come to you. He gonna hand you a cup, and he gonna say, "Drink this cup." And you ain't gonna be able to deter him from not drinking that cup. You gonna drink that damn cup. And he gonna be nice about that you drink it unless you don't want to drink it. Then he gonna force you to drink it. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. Go read Revelation chapter 14. You'll see what I'm talking about. So you gonna drink that cup, and he gonna be nice when he hand it to you. But and you wanna know what's in that cup? The wrath of God, nigga. The wrath of Anu. That's what's in that cup. So when you gonna drink it, if he brought you that cup to drink, your ass gonna drink it, and he gonna be nice about you drinking it at first, because you know how motherfuckers standing there while you watch you commit suicide, and they be like, yeah, we know you, we know you wanted to do right, but you did, we know, just nice. and you're gonna drink that damn cup. And you're gonna pat you on the back as your ass go on out to the other side. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You think it's a game, you gonna see. Some of y'all already see. And on that note, we about to get up out of here, man. In South Africa, right? It's a brother over there right now that I know. The brother, he was over here. He's a rapper. I can't think of his name. He went to moved over there. But I ain't too up to speed on what's going on over there. I'm about to when I get off, Abdullah, right? The servant, Muhammad, one who's worthy. Because Hamid, or Mu means one who's of. And then if you say Hamid, it's just like saying paying homage. Right? So you one who's worthy of homage. Some say praise. So he's a servant of one who's worthy of praise. Rasulullah alayhi wasalam. We about to get up out of here, man. Peace and love. Wadu.